327. It is I, your host, Wise Papa Smurf, and I am sick as fuck right now. I just got to the point, I tell you this because I just got to the point where I'm not like my voice doesn't sound super messed up, but I'm still like wet and dry coughing a lot. Like, you may hear that some this episode, but give me some flex because I didn't want to go 2 weeks without putting out a show. That's for you, so don't complain because I'm trying to, give to you material and content. Also here, committed to that same dream of producing some content for you, is Schmack. What's up, Schmack?
Just looking forward to some dry and wet talking throughout the period of this episode. I'm looking forward to both.
That's good, because I'm going to have that.
Good.
There's going to be a good amount of that. Oh, and then of course, fresh out of his Valorant game, Stove just showed up. So, what's up, Stove?
Howdy, everyone.
Man, I had a 50-50 chance of getting where the names were going to go right on the thing whenever you showed up. Because, it'd be one or the other. And, of course, it was wrong, so I had to fix that. But we're good. Look at how quickly we've audibled. Oh, shit, my head's not even in the picture.
Valorant's a game.
Yeah, I hear it's good. I still I liked playing it. I played the shit out of Viper. That was my girl.
Oh, dude,
but
she's so good right now.
Is she? I'd totally play that again.
Like on all both new maps, she's basically.
There are new maps.
Yeah, two new maps.
Oh, dude, you have to. We're gonna recruit. We're gonna play.
You're gonna play again.
What's your rank of that?
I think I peaked gold.
Oh, sweet. We're right in the same wheelhouse. So, don't worry. I got you. We'll be right here. Right here under my wing.
Right under Papa's.
Right under my wing there, baby bird. You just open your mouth and I'll just right into it. And then we'll get you some of that ELO. Oh, by the way, so if you missed it, I'm sick as fuck. I don't know if you can hear my voice. I'm somewhat congested. You may experience some rasping dry coughs or some chunks of phlegm wet coughs, but it's going to be coming at some point in the show, I'm fairly sure, unless just me talking somehow dislodges all that and it just whoosh.
You just live on camera, just a huge
just
comes out. I don't know.
No, it'd be more like I cough and then a projectile hits the camera and it just goes yellow.
It's the fucking ghost from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's Slimer.
Slimer just comes out of nowhere.
Fucking A. So, anywho, we were talking about League at some point today. So it's the end of season, guys, and I always do a little end of season pep talk for the fans, and every year I feel like people get down to the wire and they put a ton of, this isn't the time that the normal fucking rules apply, right? This isn't the time to just play for fun and don't worry about your rank. The fucking time is on, right? You're here to make a goal. You're not here to make friends. So I feel like you need to focus hard and do all the shit. You don't have 1,000 games to play right now. This is not about the grind. This is about performing, right? This isn't Saturday night in your basement having a high school party. You're shooting a porn right now. People are watching you perform. It is time.
Direction I thought this was
it is.
Studying.
It is
I
time.
It was
Definitely an analogy we need.
You're not finger banging the girl across the street. You're shooting some hardcore action that's going to be watched by at least dozens of people. This is not this is your performance time. This is when people will be judging you for size, performance, and vadiness. This is your moment, right? So, understand that first things first. You will feel better if you get that in making the life choice that's brought you to this point at the end of the season, understand that you will probably fail. Right? Like, just right off the bat, you're probably going to fail. Cool. Set that as your expectation. Set raw dog failure as your expectation. You are fucked. Hopelessly. It is the end of the season. Your teammates are going to suck ass. Mentals are going to be at an all-time low. You will likely fail. You will fail. Okay. So, we've set expectations. The bar is low. Right? So now, in the odd event that you start to succeed, you're killing it. Right?
This is honestly, I'd hate to say it, this is the worst time of League of Legends. Like,
oh yeah,
this is everything that you.
I thought you were gonna say. I hate to say it, but this is the worst pep talk ever for the end of season. I'm like, it kind of is, but that's the point, right?
No, like, you have to. Everyone has to understand that everything bad you hear about the season is now condensed even harder.
Right.
Like, we're putting it under a hydraulic press right now.
Yeah, like, I got it.
Pure, unadulterated toxicity.
Yeah, the season is garbage, right? We all know this. It's a fucking garbage place to be. Everybody's just chucking their trash in the can. The end of season is a trash compactor, right? Like, not one of the ones with the fancy carbon filters that stop the smell. Like, this is one that, like, had mice in it, and you compacted it anyway. And now...
Concentrated.
Yeah, now you have garbage and dead mice. Like, that's where we're at. So, like I said, understand, you're probably going to fail. And knowing that you're probably going to fail, if you set that as your expectation, instead of setting, I'm going to meet my goals, success, we're going to get diamond, whatever it is, right? That leaves you no room to fail and recover mentally. But if you set your goal as, this is probably fucking hopeless, but I'm going to shoot anyway, right? Your mental will be stronger because you're not falling short of your goals. Instead, you're exceeding your expectations. And your expectations being failure is reasonable because this shit is the worst right now. Okay. So, that's all I got. I mean, at this point, there's not like some magic fucking silver bullet that's going to kill the werewolf of the season that you're like, oh man, you know what you should do? Walk closer before you shoot your skill shots. And then somebody's going to be like, holy shit, that was it. That was the thing that stopped me from getting died. You know what I mean? Like, there's no...
The training band has been lifted off my shoulders and now I can ascend. No.
Like, take off your weights, Rock Lee.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, yeah, it's because I wasn't walking close enough with my skill shot.
To add on to that, I will say, like, this is like a casino. Figure out where you want to stop. Like, you will if you fail and get to a certain point, you stop there, period. Yeah. Like, if you are silver 1 and you're trying for gold, by all means, if you get the gold, good. If you lose everything, just say, I want to at least stop at silver 2. If I go silver 2 0 LP, you stop there.
Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Exactly.
That's actually a gambling help hotline.
Yeah.
I live kind of by a casino, and there's like...
Yeah, they'll do it.
They have like the things up on the highway. It's like, hey, welcome to Buffalo Run Casino. We have a very kick-ass buffet. And also, if you're a gambling addict, come on down. But here's a phone number.
That's also on the...
If you gave us all...
stream. If you see any of the fucking slot streams,
don't
look into gambling.
Yeah, if you gave us all of your shit and you regret it, call this number. Like, all right, probably too late. You got to hit that rock bottom first.
Probably. And another thing I'll offer is this isn't the time to be trying out shit. Play what you're good at. Period.
Oh, that's a good point.
You don't need to pull out that Soraka support out of nowhere because she's good. No, if you're good at engaged supports, play your engaged supports. You don't need to be practicing Lee Sin when you've been doing so good on Amumu lately.
So, on a totally unrelated note, I decided to play Zillion once in the last couple of games because
all of that advice.
No, I
Out
just unrelated. Like I said, unrelated note. But I decided to play Zillion once because I'm like, yeah, it's a perfect fit for whatever the comp was, right? And I'm like, I'm a support main. Like we like to help the comp, be a good guy, right? Like this is what we need. Okay, it's a Zillion. It's Zillion time. Whatever time that was. Like the fuck if there actually is a Zillion time, but if there is an argument to be made, whatever that game was, that was it, right? And I played it, and I had a ton of fun, and I ended the game with like an 8.3 KDA, and I'm like, well, fuck this, I'm just gonna play Zillion until I start sucking, and so win 4.7 KDA, then a loss, then 3 more wins with 18, 22, and a 5.5 KDAs. All right. I mean, keep in mind, to Stove's point, I've actually played a fuck ton of Zillion before. So this is not like I was just like, hey, what does Vex do? And then just start writing that. But, yeah.
Riven sounds like a nice character.
Yeah, Riven sounds fun. Fiora looks interesting. Like shit like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right.
Play what you've been practicing. Play what you're good at.
Schmack, you got anything to offer? Because while you offer that, I'm gonna go get some to drink.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say this is all, of course, if you're trying towards the end of season. I feel like if you're at silver 1, gold 1, whatever, okay, then stick to your main champ pool. Do what you've kind of been working on or allegedly working on all season. But I don't know. I'd say if you're like silver 3, gold 2, I'd be like, hey, it's end of season. Have some fun.
Let the magic happen.
Let the magic happen.
No, I mean, to the point, if you're not gonna try though, like, don't play fucking ranked.
Yeah.
Right, like-
Or go to Flex. Who the fuck cares in Flex?
Yeah, go to Flex. Flex is a jack-off queue. By the way, Exiles is trying to convince me that Flex is not a jack-off queue. Like, oh, Flex it's so much better. Like, it's so much better. And I'm like, yeah. Is it? Do people care? Whenever you get to Masters and Flex, do people actually care about that? Or do they just say, you get to Masters in Flex? And then just let that hang out there? Like, we both know what I'm saying, but, whatever.
All right, I'll give a little credit to Flex that it is, like, it's not a pushover like normal queue, but it's a lot more relaxed and mentals go. Mentals don't boom as easily. Like, the egos are basically gone.
It's also just a different game because a lot of times you have 5s and it's more than
3s.
just like 2 people, so it's often getting a strip show. I wasn't.
No, my I went to go get a drink and then all my camera got all buttery. I'm not sure what you guys are clean as fuck right now. I look grainy as shit over here.
Is
I don't know what's happening.
The Patreon content? I don't think they'll.
No. Oh, by the way, I owe the podcast some money. Fuck.
He's been gambling.
Yeah, Buffalo Run Casino now owns the podcast, so we're obligated to. They have a great buffet. Anyway, so no, I went and, like, as you can see, I got a putting green right here, and that's like I'm gonna reset my mental and be shitty at a different game, right? And so that's cool. I decided to do that. I got this little putting green thing. And my kids fucking love it, right? And so it's like, okay, my camera just fixed itself. Cool. Anyway, so my kids fucking love it. And I was like, all right, cool. And I got sent this deal, like, you know how whenever you, like, I don't know, buy shit, they're like, oh, this guy's into golf, right? All right, cool. Like, they gave me like a Kickstarter campaign for this company that makes like smart golf mats that gives you like, it's like this, but it has like a computer that sits on top, or like you put an iPad on it or something like that, and then it runs an app and it does like putting drills and detects like what you're fucking up and like how to, basically it's like a coach, like get better at putting. And I was like, okay, that's really cool, and my kids would like that. Okay, I'm gonna buy this thing, or I'm gonna back it. It's supposed to ship early in 2022 or some shit. I was like, I'll back it. It's expensive, but whatever, right? And so I go and I back it and I put in my shit, and then it was the PayPal, and I have it set to pull off my credit card whenever I buy shit. Except it took it out of the balance. By the way, the balance is the podcast money. And so I'm like, oh shit, I just spent all the podcast money. Whoops. So, oh fuck. Anyway, my kids are going to love that, but I'm going to end up paying for all the podcast expenses for the next 2 or 3 months myself, as a sort of a payback plan, because I just don't want to put money back into the thing and then have my wife go, why did you put that money into the podcast? And I'd be like, because I've been telling her, my podcast is self-sufficient. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It does its own thing and we're good, and I don't have to pay into it anymore. I mean,
thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys, patrons. But I mean, realistically, like, we've gotten to the point where I don't have to pay into it anymore, which, by the way, if I never pay this money back, I'm still way behind as to what I've paid into the podcast over the course of my lifetime, but fuck it. I'm not really doing this for cash. But right here in future weeks, you may see a sweet LOLA podcast putting machine come in.
It'll be all lit up.
It'll be like, it'll be lit up. It'll say property at Buffalo Run Casino right there on the side of it. It'll be beautiful.
Have a big flashing LOLA sign.
It's in like flashing neon. It'll just say Buffalo Run in neon. It'll be fucking cool.
It's a fucking stripper with moose horns.
By the way, just to be clear, I did not make up the name Buffalo Run as like a joke. Like, they named their casino that. That's not me being racist. They named it that. So
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, like, that's what it's called. I'm not just like, Washington Redskinnings, the neighborhood casino or anything. So, anyway. Yeah, we were talking about League, and then somehow Stove got us off track. So
I got us off
track. Yeah,
track,
it was Stove. It's not mild-mannered smack. He wouldn't hurt it fly.
Nah.
Your ass, though.
Fly with my blank walls.
Yeah.
All
Your
right, so
witness protection room. What happened to you? What? Pure white. They sell colors to put on the wall.
This is where too much gambling gets you, kids.
I bet all the paint in my apartment. They came and took it.
I've just been hitting rock bottom and dragging along the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That was good. That was a good moment. Okay. I think we just named the episode, like, what rock bottom looks like. And then that's it. We did it.
It'll be a nice juxtaposition with the flashing golf training putting green. Up in lights.
Yeah, up in lights.
Between the
you
bright
can have
lights,
one or the other.
Yeah, I think
the bright lights from the putting green, all the posters and the fucking shit around my room.
Yeah.
I think we balance out what Schmeck's room is.
Oh yeah, so yeah, update. You notice I have all this space behind me that's not occupied, right?
Yes.
That's 'cause I built these fucking kick-ass risers for my theater chairs, and I can now like move them off and
to the side.
Against the wall, and then I have like walking room. So I brought my putting green down here and like a chipping net. So I'm eventually going to be good at golf. That will eventually happen. So yeah. That's exciting. And I took the blow-up mattress that I was sleeping on down here because the baby kicked me out of my bed. because my wife apparently thinks I'm a completely oblivious elephant man that's gonna roll over in my sleep and kill the baby.
Like, I can understand her fear because I.
Fuck you, Stope!
No, because I'm speaking.
You
Like,
just
I
said my
would
wife
do
thought I was
that.
an elephant man, and you're like, I can understand that.
I see
Yeah, I see it.
I-
Yeah, you're pretty fucking fat. Yeah, you can totally crush a baby with
Hold
your
up, hold up.
with
I
your
call
back
anyone
fat.
I'm the fat guy here.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
I'm the fat guy here. I've already crushed 3 babies. You know, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, that's such a fear. Like, you're just invested.
I mean, I get it. And, you know, she's like, did the co-sleeping thing for a while, which I felt like was like, if I can crush a baby, your ass can crush a baby. Like, I don't know what you're, you know.
Why it's exclusive?
It was exclusive to like only guys crush babies, right? Like that's some bullshit. But
Maybe you can just muscle her.
yeah,
Up, just
well, and you know we had the other kids and we put them in cribs and stuff, and they were fine. And I'm like, yeah, they sleep through the night better, and I don't know, you can sleep, which is helpful to me because then you don't bite my head off because you don't sleep, right? Because I mean, you think that you would be able to like have a baby and not sleep and kind of be all right. No, not really. I mean, it like definitely has an impact on kind of how you live, right? And so, anyway, I've been sleeping down on the air mattress right here on the floor for a while, right? Which, by the way, like, I don't know if anybody knows about Missouri, right? But there are a few things Missouri has, and that's like all 4 seasons in one day. We have that. And then the other thing that we have are brown recluse spiders, which if you don't know what brown recluse is?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me explain to you. You know how like a black widow is poisonous?
Yes.
And you're like, damn, I don't want to get bit by a black widow, right?
Yes.
All right. A brown recluse is so much worse. Like,
Oh.
It's
if
more
you
graphic.
want to not sleep, go ahead and look up brown recluse spider bite on Google. It's some gross ass shit. Cause like whereas normal venom enters your body, causes your nerves to fuck up, kills you, right? Like that's what venom is designed to do. Is it's a nervous system attack, gets in your blood, fucks everything up, thins out your blood, causes all sorts of problems, right? Brown recluse venom just kills everything around where it bites you. So, like, you get these huge, gross, necrotic skin and flesh holes, right? Like, one of my buddies got bit by one of those on the ass cheek. And it looked like somebody took an ice cream scoop and just
Now he's
pulled
so
it out of his
strong.
ass.
He's like that guy from SpongeBob who got eaten by the worms. Just like, oh yeah, what about that guy? He's just a huge chunk out of his ass.
Let me look this up because I can tell you if that's accurate or not in about 2 seconds. SpongeBob worm guy, ouch. Yeah, that guy. That's pretty much that's it. Yeah, that's what a brown recluse does, but pretty much anywhere, right? Because they'll just bite whatever and then fuck you up hard. But like, you know, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, they can kill you, but you kind of got to be like, I don't know, susceptible. But like, it will fuck your shit up, right? Like, I mean, black widows really aren't that. Like they can kill you, but you kind of have to be susceptible to it, and you're gonna have a really bad day. But if you are like, I don't know, you're like physically susceptible or have some sort of, I don't know, emotional compromised thing, right? Immunocompromised or whatever, it could actually fuck you up. Brown recluse is the same way, except no matter what, it doesn't look like you got bit by a spider. It looks like you got bit by a necromancer. Yeah. That's like, you know, like the zombie bites in movies where like the guy will like have a covering on and he's not telling anybody that he got bit by the zombie, and then he uncovers it to look at it and it's like and you go, oh my god, like It's so much worse with a brown recluse spider because it's like instead of looking like a green kind of bite, it's like all that skin is just gone. And then you could just see all the shit that is in your body, and that's not, no thanks, right? So, like, I got to putting up the bed and putting up all the shit and putting up all the bedding and putting up all the shit. And by the way, they call them brown recluse because they don't like to come out, right? Like, it's hard to find one just, like, scuttling across your floor. But if you have, like, a dark, tight space, like let's say bedding on a floor in a basement in Missouri, they love that shit. And so the day I started cleaning up this area, I found fucking 6 brown recluse in the basement where I had been sleeping. And I'm like, I found one and I'm like, oh shit, that's bad. And I caught the guy and I flushed him because I ain't gonna fuck with that. You know what I mean? And they're very distinct. They look a little bit like a wolf spider, but they have if you look closely, they have a violin shape on their back. They're also called a fiddler spider or something like that. But anyway, so I was like, all right, that's brown recluse. Threw that in the toilet and he's done. Okay, cool. So I go back to doing the bedding and I shake it out. And 2 of them fly out. And I went...
Of the bedding?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I went oh, shit! And so I catch both of those. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This could have been real bad. I'm like, oh, man. And so then I'm moving other shit out of the way. And the speaker over here that's part of the surround system, I'm moving it to get it out of the way. Fucking brown recluse scuttles out from under there. And I'm like, I'm getting my house sprayed tomorrow. Whole house is every inch of the basement you will spray. I don't care. All of it. Crawl space, fucking nuke it. The guy's like, you have a baby. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want him to get eaten by spiders. So let's just fucking torch it. Torch the whole fucking place with poison. And then we'll stay out of the house for a while. That'll be fine. And so, in the last month, I'm just walking around my house and seeing dead ass bugs everywhere, and it's kind of cool. I'm good with that because they're and that I could sleep on my basement floor tonight if I wanted to. I don't, and I put that shit up because I'm sleeping in my actual bed again. But it feels great knowing that if they try to move towards my bed, they will die, and I'm totally fine with that. But I don't know. Why did I get on this train?
Sleeping on...
You moved the basement...
Well, yeah, I know that. I did that. I'm saying, but what caused this? Because I'm looking to go back to where we were 10 minutes ago, but I don't remember at all where that was.
We went from...
Past the horizon at this point.
Yeah, that's a good point. We can just move forward. All right, so...
League of Legends, all right.
League of Legends, end of season. Play Elise.
Don't play Elise.
There you go. That's the transition. No, that's the transition point, right? I made it.
There we go.
They need to have a new Riot. If you're listening, do a Blake's Basement Elise.
Just dead.
And then it's just, there's not she's just this twitching on the floor and just can't move. No, I mean she's big ass spider, and then 5 other ones, and they're all just walking around in my bedding.
Yeah, but
totally reassuring.
Her with her passive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The little ones, yeah.
Yeah, little ones, but put a little blanket on them and make them brown.
Brown recluse, yeah.
Yeah, give them little fiddles.
Not horrible.
They keep doing the whole Black Widow thing, and again, Black Widows, yeah, it's a recognizable spider, red, hourglass, black, look really fucking menacing. But brown recluse, I don't want to get bit by that fucker. Give me the Black Widow. I'll eat that shit. By the way, at my office, right? Because Missouri, we also have Black Widows. Every terrifying North American spider lives here, right? We got all the shitty ones. So we're talking. There was like the weirdest thing. Whenever you live in a small town, right? And I'm totally derailing, and I'm sorry, but this is good. We're telling this story. Yeah, I just got done. We just got back to League of Legends. And here we go. But when you live in a small town, right? Weird shit happens. Like, I bought my law office, but the water is connected to a hair salon next door. And they were just splitting the water bill with a hair salon for like 20 years or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't want to do that because you guys use a lot of water and I use no water other than like flush the toilet or whatever. Like minimal water use over here. You're like washing people's hair and doing color and shit. So no, I'm gonna get this separated. So I go out and like there's those things you put in the ground that has a water meter, right? And there's that little kind of metal circle kind of just buried in the ground out there, and it's got a little hole in it and you pull it up, right? I'm talking to the guy and we pull up the water meter. And it's good. It's just a water meter buried in a hole or whatever. It's a big plastic thing and buried in the ground. And we're all looking at the water meter. And he's like, oh, I think this one's moving. Look at the other one over there that's supposed to run your office. See if it's moving. And I was like, all right. I stick my hand in the hole and pull it out. Pull out the top. It's like a pizza plate, right? Like something you don't pizza on. It's got like wires and cords and shit from that thing coming off of it. And I'm like, all right, so I'm holding it like this, and I look down in there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there's like fucking 3 black widows and a brown recluse in there. I was like, that's crazy. And I was like, hey, dude, look at all these fucking spiders in here. And he's like, oh, yeah, we get black widows and shit in those things. They love just living in those things. And I was like, oh, yeah? And then I look at the plate in my hand. They're all over it. Like, way more than are in the hole are on the plate. I'm like, fuck! Whoosh! Fucking chuck that thing. I go into my office and the guy's like dying, laughing because I wasn't even looking, and it's like this far away from my face.
Just talking to him.
I was talking to him. I was like, look at all these fucking deadly ass spiders in here. Isn't that fucking crazy? Like, oh shit!
We get them all the time.
Look at the ones in your hand. Fuck. And so he like dies laughing. I come out. And there's a hardware store, catty corner to my office. I dropped the plate, or I didn't drop it. I chucked that motherfucker. But I went into my office. I come out, and the guy's like, what'd you get? And I'm like, my wallet. And he's like, oh? And I was like, yeah. Walk straight catty corner to the hardware store. Buy like the most aggressive looking spider killing spray. And just fucking white chemical rain in that motherfucker. Just filled it up. And I'm
chemical warfare, baby.
I was like, nope, welcome to, this is time. Yeah. When I was a kid, there was a barn next to my house. I think I told this story like 200 episodes ago, but who's been around that long, right? Anyway, I was a kid. My brother and I, there was a barn next to our house. It wasn't our barn, but it was a neighbor's barn, but it had been kind of abandoned forever, so we like to go fuck around in there. And it was one of those old hay barns, right? So it only ever got used like once a year, and they'd just take a bunch of hay bales and shove them all in the fucking barn, and that was that. And so there had been a bunch of hay bales in there, and I think the guy who like owned the barn was kind of old, and so he went into bad health, and they left the hay bales, and they were kind of rotting. And there was like a rumor amongst the neighborhood kids that there was treasure hidden in the barn, or there was, old man had crazy valuables or something in the barn, and we're like, we're gonna go find that treasure. Like that's what we're gonna do. In the barn. In the pasture, because that's where you'd hide your Fabergé eggs and shit. And we're like, yeah, we're going to go get that treasure, right? And so we take all these hay bales and we use them because we were looking around in the barn for secret passages and shit, which actually kind of was a thing. Like my granddad's barn had secret passages. No shit. Like there was a wall you could push on and it would just open, right? And it just looked like total normal slatted wall, and it just kind of opened up. And I'm like, that was like a moonshiner's barn or something, right?
Yeah.
But like, I was like, okay, we're going to look for secret passages. We're like pushing all over the walls and whatever. And then finally, I'm pissed. I'm feeling like this was a waste of time. And I look up, and there's like a trap door in the ceiling. And it's way the fuck up there. Like 15, 20 feet off the ground. And I was like, oh shit, that's it. That's where you would hide treasure, right? Because even if you wanted to do something, you'd have to bring a ladder. But we don't need a ladder, dog. We've got all these hay bales. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to make a pyramid out of hay bales, right? Because there aren't enough here to do that.
Milk crate challenge.
Yeah,
Nothing.
we're going to fucking climb to the top of these hay bales. And I was the kid who had the last hay bale. Right? It was like me and like 2 or 3 other kids. And I had the last hay bale. So I put it down, step up on the hay bale, put my shoulder into the door and kind of, push it over with my hand. And as I do that, I stick my head up in there and I'm expecting to see like a fucking chest with like backlit, like
It's glowing.
just, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm I'm just telling you what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's not what happened, right? Yeah, like expecting like backlit, maybe a couple of pirate skulls or something, just as fucking like you did it moment, right? Like I was like, yeah, like Zelda, right? Like I'm opening up a chest and there's gonna be something cool in there, and I was like, whip open the thing and just stick my head up, and it felt like I shoved my head into a net, right? And I was like, what the fuck? And I just started going like this, and it got so much worse. And then I pull my hands down, and it's spider webs. Like, so many. Like, ridiculous amount of spider webs. Like, a haunted house, but, like, over the top.
Real?
Well, no, like, over the top haunted house. Like, oh my god, there's so many spider webs. How are you supposed to walk through this? And I'm like, no, but, like, that's what it was. And they were real. And they stuck. And so it was like I just kind of wrapped myself in like saran wrap is kind of what it felt like, I guess. But it's just like sticky thread, And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Pull my hands down. I was like, oh, those are fucking spider webs. I was like, look at these fucking tiny little clear, gross spiders. I was like, ah. Then I look at my other arm and I'm like, oh, more tiny, clear. Oh my god, those are black widows too. The black widow female is large and black, red hourglass, very distinctive. The black widow male is a little bitch spider who is clear and like you wouldn't think anything of, is not a badass in any way, shape, or form, just looks like a little bitch. And that was what was on my left arm, and Mama was on my right arm, right? Lots of them. I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, keep in mind, I'm like 7 or 8 or something right around there. Like, oh my god. And then I flipped. Well, I had to be 8 because I was able to lift a hay bale. Anyway, I was like, oh my god. And so I flipped out and I started screaming and waving my hands around. There are fuckloads. Like that whole attic was full of just black widow spiders. Whole thing. So what I think happened, and I mean this is not scientific, but I think a black widow had like 40,000 babies in that attic. And
successful black widow culturing.
And the top was shut. And they all like just, none of them really left. It wasn't like that Charlotte Webb moment where they make little parachutes and they float. This was just like fucking hyper condensed infestation.
Down. We're here forever.
Uh-huh. And I shoved my head into it. Not the best idea. So I freak out, of course, because I didn't have a fear of spiders before that. Now I do. But, it was, I just got to shove my head into it, pull my hands down, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then I look at it, I was like, ah! And then I freak out. And so I try to run. I forget that I'm on a pile of hay bales.
Like 15 feet.
15 feet or so in the air. I lose my footing, and I bounce and roll and bounce and roll all the way down the piles. Spiders are all over me. I'm freaking out. I'm trying to, like, stop, drop, and roll like I'm on fire. It didn't really work very well, because really all that's going to do is piss off the spiders. But I'm not really being rational at this point. Miraculously, I do not get bitten by any of the spiders. And I told somebody about it. We all do. After we realized that it's been a couple of days and nobody really cared and we didn't get in trouble, right? Because there wasn't any treasure up there. So tell somebody, hey, this whole shitload of spiders. And one of the kids, by the way, I lived across the street from a trailer park. One of the kids was convinced that there still was treasure up there and that the spiders were guarding the treasure.
Oh my god, that's such a kid thing.
And I'm like, there is not fucking treasure. It's really just spiders. I was like, I would tell you could stick your fucking head up there and look for yourself, but I didn't see shit. Definitely no backlit treasure chest. But anyway, that started my lifelong fear of fucking spiders, and I guess they nuked the place with one of those, threw a bug bomb up there, right? And just re-shut it and just. But I guess it was one of the largest Black Widow infestations of record. But anyway, that happened. So Elise.
If you would have shined a light up there, you would have seen Elise just kind of sitting in the back.
That's the thing. It's you got Elise there. You're like, yeah, probably shouldn't go there.
Oh man,
Get caught out, fucking.
Fuck that place.
Boom.
But yeah, now, coincidentally, that pasture that old man had ended up selling it to the high school, right? And that's where they built the new high school, and it was right next to the house I grew up in. That was cool. Except that when I got onto the soccer team in high school, that barn was the soccer supply barn.
Oh.
For a while, I was like, I would not go in there. And my coach was super pissed. He thought I was being some kind of an elitist dick. I'm not going to put away the fucking soccer balls. Fuck you. And I'm like, nope, wasn't that. That wasn't what caused this problem. What caused this problem is I was accosted by spiders in that barn. And it's not going to, nope. No. That was a sense of trauma for me. So I'm not going back in there and reliving that fucking moment, thank you. But weird how shit, comes back around. So speaking of coming back around, League of Legends. Do you guys have anything you want to say about this game right now?
End of season is thinking you're gonna climb at the end of season is like stacking hay bales. Thinking you're gonna find some treasure. In a barn, in a path.
Oh god, that got me.
You're gonna find that treasure
Kind of
and then
lifting your head and thinking, I found it, and then it just being nothing but just webbed spiders and nightmares. So.
Way to bring it back, Schmack. That was good. You made it all the way around.
There it is.
it's a full fucking circle.
So, but yeah, guys, not trying to discourage anybody. If you want to try to get your climbing, that's cool, right? But understand, the beehive you're sticking your dick in right now. And if you're cool
Realize
and you're...
the head you're popping into the spider nest right now.
Right. Just wear your beekeeper's outfit and be ready to roll, right? Because we have technology. That's why we're greater than the spiders. They don't have that shit. If they did, though, we would be so fucked. They have so many tools to kill us with. And if they had guns and shit, oh man. No thank you. So. Alright.
I mean, I'm excited actually for preseason.
Yeah?
Preseason actually doesn't look that bad. As far as the new items, I'm like...
Wait, hold on. Preseason doesn't look that bad. Do you
I mean,
know the preseason video got the most downvotes of like any Riot video in history, right? So
Going
like,
into 2022
Yeah, but
to
isn't
remind
that
you.
what isn't that one with the video with the we don't think our challenges
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about the game. I'm not talking about what they fucking said because you guys had that and that was fucking great. I'm talking about like the
I don't
items.
think it's overloaded.
I think the game is going to the craziness of all the items and everything is going to like smooth out a little bit more where we're not having assassins build gore drinker because it's just so good. We'll probably have a tank meta for maybe a patch. If it's too strong, they'll hot nerf it and we'll get half a patch of tank meta.
Get some unkillable mages.
Unkillable mages, yeah. Oh no, fuck that item. That's not going to mages. That's going to go to AP assassins or AP bruisers. Silas, Echo, Diana are all going to build that item that reduces incoming damage.
It's gonna be, instead of AD bruiser season, it's gonna be AP bruiser season.
I like Echo more than fucking, what is it, Aatrox, Renekton. Who else was good top lane this year? I don't fucking know. Irelia. Bruiser
I would have a
Kiana.
blast, selfishly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You strike me as profoundly optimistic, which is weird because I know you. And so, I don't know. Like, are you playing devil's advocate right now? Blink twice if you're safe. Is this like Riot in your apartment, like just off screen? So, by the way, you're gonna have to explain that one because visual jokes don't translate super well to podcast.
So, for the listeners who at home, when he said, "Are you being held up by Riot?" I have a sticker on my cup of a duck holding a fucking knife.
And it says honk on it.
It just
So that was
says
the part.
honk.
That's the part that got me. All right, real quick. I'm gonna knock this out while we're here. JJ Jones, thanks for your support, buddy. Shout out to you, you handsome son of a bitch. Look at you.
Jones.
Rolls off the
Handsome and
tongue.
charming. Got so much money that he can donate to the podcast and still get all them bitches.
Still get all them golf
Bitch.
putting greens.
Yeah, this dude's got so many putting greens and golf
He
machines.
can go to Buffalo
Oh my
Run
God.
Casino, baby.
Yeah. They know him there.
computer
He's VIP. And named the buffet after him. Is the JJ Jones spread buffet. Which, makes sense because everybody's spreading for JJ Jones, if you know what I mean. That guy slays it. Just so deep in the coos. I hope JJ Jones is a man. Or else this has been a really, really weird
Wait,
bump.
they could be if they're not a man, they could be a lesbian.
Yeah, or at least a gay woman. I mean, at least one of those two. If so, all the things I said still true, right? If not, and it's like a straight woman, like Jasmine, what's the other Jacqueline Jones or something. And they're like,
Jasmine
well,
Jane Jones.
yeah, you're killing it, lady. Like, you look great and are smart.
You're the one they talk about at
Yeah,
brunch.
yeah. You're probably gonna get that promotion this week. People have noticed how hard you work.
Because you've worked so much on your golf game.
Right. Your work speaks for itself, really. Because you're that kind of go-getter. You're just a winner. Everybody sees it. People talk about it. Those other ladies, they're jealous. Jacqueline.
Are we just gonna?
What?
You want to just end that joke?
Yeah, I'm done. I got nothing
All right,
else. I have, no matter who this person is, I have complimented them, and that was my goal. And I think
You're an amazing person, and you deserve all good things coming to you.
Are you just trying to do like unisex ones now?
Yes.
Like, just in case.
Just in case.
JJ Jones is actually a camel. You know, we don't know how they logged into Patreon, but they're literally live in a zoo and eat great. Like, you eat the most hay, and your water storage, top notch. You know, all the other camels jealous of yo humps, JJ.
All right.
You don't need to spit on people. You're better than that, and you know it. You know how good you are. You're fucking brown and soft, and you got big ass feet. You got some knobby ass knees though. You could work on that, but you're a camel.
JJ gonna work on their knees.
I don't know. Camel does some
leg day, baby.
Squats. You know.
Leg day. I feel like knees are kind of a set. That's the bone.
I mean, just kind of do a couple of these. You know, just kind of.
Just getting up and down.
For
Yeah,
audio
just
listeners.
lay down and get back up. I mean, you're a camel. You're heavy as fuck, so that thing's gonna do some work. Just
You gotta carry those humps.
carry those up.
The lovely lady lumps.
Check it out.
So I will actually answer you for the previous question before that.
What was the previous?
I-
Back up to what the question actually was. Got totally.
Am I actually optimistic about this?
Oh yeah, let's have.
Why
that.
am I actually this optimistic about League? I'll be dead honest. I've been playing the least amount of League in a while, where it's like, all right, I'll play every other day. Like, I'm playing other things, so I'm not deep in this toxicity, and I get to actually enjoy what League is and what I love about it.
Interesting. So, out of curiosity, and I mean, this is like, you know, whatever, right? Do you feel that like less? I'm assuming it's like a less competitive approach because the game means less to you because you're doing other shit, right? Is that accurate, or am I just? Is this just like a strategy of yours or something?
So, it used to be like play League hours and hours and hours a day, and it would be the only game I play, don't play anything else, whatever. Now it's I can step back, look at it without being in the muck of toxicity and in my own head and in my own ego of like, I want to climb, I want to play this, I want to play that. It's just I can enjoy what I love about it. When you're not like knee deep or fucking like throat deep in fucking all the slosh of solo queue.
Yeah.
Like going to fucking Valorant and being called a boomer for 45 minutes straight by a bunch of squeakers. Yeah, I'll go back to League and just be called an idiot.
Do you think voice chat's bad then? Is that bother
No.
you, or like? Because that was the old, like, and this I do not understand about Riot. Like, oh, we don't want to add voice chat to League because people will be toxic. I'm like, Valorant though? Like, I get that you need chat in a shooter, but you need chat in a MOBA. We just don't have it.
I firmly believe that voice chat would be a good thing for League in the overall run, because you have less anonymity.
Anonymity?
And yeah,
That one?
Enemy.
yes, that one.
You have a C anemone attached to your microphone. It makes it-
Anemone.
makes it very painful to lick your microphone. Those are venomous. You don't want to.
So I feel you can't hide behind just plain text chat, at least in voice chat. Yes, you could just turn off voice chat and you could still be a toxic bitch. But if you actually want to be contributing to your team and want to talk, you're not going to say horrible shit. Where it's either you can be heard around you, but you're also talking to another voice, which is more human than just a text.
Yeah, or you just gate it with like honor level, like have that way honor level is actually like relevant for something. Like you would only have people of like a certain honor level be able to have voice chat, or I don't know, something that would maybe not work because then you kind of have an advantage over everyone. But maybe that's the incentive, is you have voice chat, which is a slight advantage. I don't know. But you could just gate it to where, like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I can agree with that. The problem is, I'm honor level 5, and I could say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
If I get in my own damn head again, or I just feel like shit talking like it's Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Like, when I get squeakers in Valorant, guess what? I'm calling them a fucking fetus.
Did you do that? Did you do
Yes.
that? That's fucking hilarious.
Or what was the one?
That's like the anti-boomer. Like, shut up, you fetus. Go rent a house, you piece of shit. Like,
no. What was the one? It was, I got a squeaker just nonstop on me. I was like, "Hey, did you buy your PC?" It's like, "No, my mom got it for me." I'm like, "Yeah, she got it for you to keep you quiet while she go fucks the mailman."
because he's loud. I know that guy.
I said after the game, I'm like, "Jet, do some homework for me. Get a picture of your mailman, get a picture of yourself, and compare the two, and you'll see how many similarities there are."
He's in a lot of porn with her. Yeah, he performs. Like the beginning of the episode. And we're back. You know,
Circle again.
all the way around. So, last thing, we're just going to wrap this shit because we've hit an hour at this, or damn near, you know, close enough. So, anyway, I noticed that normally whenever people unsub to Patreon, I just say, like, all right, good luck. Have a good one. You know, thank you for your support. But one that I noticed this month is on October 22nd, we lost the financial support of Rodrigo Gialli. And I know that I've done at least 2 shout-outs to Rodrigo Gialli before. And so that one hits me a little close. Yeah, that one hurts. So I was going to play, I got a song here. Which this is really for the stream because you guys cannot even hear it. But they can. Infringing, so I'm going to skip to the refrain. There it is. Rodrigo, come back. We could use your financial support. Baby, come back. Yeah. Thanks, Rodrigo. We had a great thing going. Why you gotta break my heart, Rodrigo? So, anyway, even if that's not enough, I'm just going to do that as a shout out to you, man. Thank you for supporting the podcast for as long as you did. We really appreciate it. And I appreciate you not making me a liar whenever I tell my wife that the podcast supports itself. But whenever I was looking for the Patreon shout out, I have noticed a couple of things. One of those things is that we are dangerously low. So we could really actually use some more. I understand that that's probably in response to the fact that we've been producing like an episode every other week. And while I blame Schmack, I don't know that that's fully fair, right? Because I have to be here every time or else nothing gets recorded. But yeah, we have had some issues on getting people that want to record consistently here, right? And so far, these 2 guys have been killing it. And, you know, everybody
And
else
Adrian.
is, everybody, and Adrian too. Adrian actually stays up super
Middle
late.
of the night.
Yeah, like that motherfucker. I thought he would be the first one gone, to be totally honest. Like, I have to stay up till 3 a.m., guys. And I'm like, okay, like, you could be on the show, but you're going to hate your life. And he's like, I can do this. I'm like, all right, then let's go. And he does. He does this. So, big shout out to that dude. But yeah, like, those are pretty much my 4 people I got right now. Double's on sabbatical. Zill is also on sabbatical. Danger Penguin had a baby that sleeps during the time that we record the podcast, like right next to or behind him. So that's been difficult. And yeah, other than that, like Ponderous is a reoccurring guest. Could have been here tonight, but Stove made it. So lucky you guys. And other than that, like,
Complete opposite.
yeah, other than that, like, if we had like one or two more, I don't know, stable presences on the podcast, that would be nice. So if you think you've got the chops, don't hesitate. Reach me out. I would be happy to talk to anybody who wants to be a dependable person on the show. And I mean, keep in mind, whenever I say dependable person, I want to give you a brief job description of what LOLA Podcast is. I will not give you any notes. You will not get advanced warning. We will record around 8:30, and that's based on when my kids go to sleep. So sometimes right on, and sometimes 9:30. Right? Like, that's just
Central time.
Central time.
Yeah, Central Time.
So, and it's really the ability to hold an entertaining conversation with other people. And also, I share stories. So, you can do these things. And if you think you can, then hit me up. I'm in Discord. Shoot me a message, or just, type it in general or whatever. Tag me. I don't care. I'd be happy to get back to you. Right? And then if you don't want to directly like podcast, but you still want to support us, Patreon is always there. Or, you can directly donate so Patreon doesn't steal some of your money. I'm cool with that too. And yeah, that's pretty much how we do it. If you just want to give feedback, if you just want to give feedback to the show, like, what do you like? What do you not like? Do you want us to cover something? Because most of the time, and I'll tell you a secret here, listeners, we don't plan shit. Like, nothing at all. This is the cuff, and then we're off of that by a long shot. Right? Like, I didn't come today and say, what I'm going to do is talk about fucking spiders for 20 minutes. Right? Like, that wasn't on the notes. Right? Like, that didn't make the outline. So, if you want us to talk about something, ask. We'll talk about it. Like, the cool thing about LOLA being small and accessible is that we're small and fucking accessible. Right? So, access us. And
I do got to do that. We do got to talk about top lane. We did get a request about.
Oh, cool! I thought you meant like right now. I'm like, dude, we're closing out. Like, I guess we can, but Jesus. And then the other thing is, you guys liked the burn episode, and I think we got another $50 that somebody probably forgot to turn off in time, but because I think it was the same guy that paid for the burn episode on Action. So I need a champion to roast, and we will have another roast episode. And I mean, I'm going to, now that I know, kind of Double Lift set the standard for this thing, so I need to write material. So I will put more effort into the second time around, because I mean, I can make fun of off the cuff Immoral One for as long as you want me to, listener. That's not a problem. The man is literal living material, right? It's just
being an Immoral One roast.
Yeah, I mean, that was half Action, half the other half was Immoral One, right? So, I mean, that man just gives himself to roasting, like that time Ann Coulter went on the roast of somebody and everybody just fucking smashed that ass. So, but yeah, we've still got to do that, and I need your champion. And you know who you are. You donated to the podcast. It was like $50. Tell me who you want as the person to roast, and we'll get our roast team ready, because that is a team I actually have to like give them some heads up, and this takes some pre-planning and all the things that we don't normally do here. Like plan and show up on time. So, and also a big shout out to Sam, our audio editor. He's a lovely dude, and he has been editing audio, and I forgot to pay him for the last 2 months, and then when I realized I spent all the podcast money, I was like, oh shit. And so I just paid Sam out of my own pocket there. Gave you guys back some of that Sam money. So, and Sam's going to get paid again in November, because I guess he's due. So if you guys see it willing, donate a little bit to the Sam Fund. I'm sure he would appreciate that because he just worked in a volunteer basis without his consent for like 2 months because I just forgot. So, thanks, Sam. If you're listening to this because you've edited this far, you're the best. So, all right. I think we'll shut it down. You guys have anything left for the community? You got any announcements or anything like that?
I believe so. Community games on Mondays, even though I've never been to one. I'm announcing them.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows.
Community games on Monday. Just pop in the Discord and jump in the room down there. There's like a space limited room, so that way the first 10 that show up actually get in, right? And usually that's not a problem. We usually have 10 and maybe 12, and then some people leave and we do another game, and that's fine.
And if not, we just do like we'll hop on Flex. We'll just play. Just community all together. We'll just play, dude.
Yeah, it's just about playing together. And I mean, the funny thing is, like, it usually happens during a time when I can never be there because I'm putting my kids to sleep. And so, but I'll usually pop in and, like, give people shit while they're playing. Because if you own the Discord, the room limits do not apply to you. So I'll come in and fuck up your comms.
The hall
pretty
is
hard.
99 limit.
The hall, yeah, but I'm talking about the, like, individual, like, team rooms. They have, like, a 6.
Yeah,
I'm always
6,
like, dude,
you
7.
said the hall is like first 10. No.
Oh, did they change the hall? Those sons of bitches changed the
hall
hall.
is 99.
Why does it have 99? The other hall and the hall out back, which are also named by me, because like we at one point at which we were getting like 22 people, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have a hall and then the other hall, and then. One time we overflowed the other hall and we had like 30 people here, and I was like, and the hall out back became a thing. And so, yeah, those were all limited to 10.
No, I think they changed it because we would try to get like 10 people, and then we're all trying to like fit in like 12 to 14.
But how do you know who got there first if you have like 99 fucking slots?
It's honor system at this point.
Okay.
Like people will, like, we are very honorable when we're playing community games. We'll be like, all right, who showed up? Who doesn't want to play? Who does want to play? Who just wants to watch?
Yeah, that's not been my traditional experience with community games, but all right. Every time I played in community games, it was like, let's ban out everything Smurf is good at.
Now it's Wally.
Hey, I think Smurf said something about liking Zillion lately. Ban. Like, okay, cool. Like, whatever.
Just be on Wally's team. We had to do 5
Oh, Wally plays?
last time. Yeah, Wally does play with us.
I did some dueling with Wally lately. That was fun. I played Zillion.
Yeah, he's a very good top laner. I know. I'm usually facing him.
I just made it to where he couldn't die. And then that worked out. So, I don't know. And I think that, like, state of support, to be straightforward, has gotten to the point where it's just like, in gold in particular, gold feels like such a shitstorm right now. Like, this is the worst season. Every season prior to this one, I was like, gold's the land of milk and honey. The game is fun in gold. People don't rage too much. Like, it's a good time. This year, not been my experience at all. Like, it's been a fucking black hole where Elo comes to die and get compressed into hatred. But the one thing that I found is that there's always, in every game, someone who's a hyper-fed fucking giant monster. And if you play somebody like Zillion, that guy never dies. Seems to work.
Consider playing Yumi in that case.
Well, yeah, but I hate that champion, so I'd rather play old man Zillion.
I want to play League of Legends.
True.
Well, see, I have both hands, you see. So I don't really... Yumi's not appealing to me.
Them.
Yeah, the spiders... God
You good?
damn it. No.
There's the call from...
That was the rare, both wet and dry cough, and I almost peed myself. So with that, good night, everybody.
Oh my god.
Oh, I really did almost pee myself. That was not even a joke. It was like I've got to go pee right now after this is done uploading. So sit tight, gentlemen. Fuck. That was wet. Ugh.
That's what she said.
Fuck. Fucking sinus infection. Shit is the worst. Alright, I got all the audio. We're good.